Comprueba Nico si ahora se ve mejor.
Me estaba un poco en la parte de costera. Pero lo veo en la tele. Así que puedo ver perfectamente lo de
No, the hammer.
Vamos a ver cómo se ve.
The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
Oye, pues se ve mejor,
¿Eh?
De verdad que se ve mejor, Daniel,
Cuesta 4000, ¿vale? Por si acaso.
A ver. Pero un poco mejor, la verdad. Voy a buscarlo en internet. Tú sigue, tú sigue.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided. The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him. Damn it! I guess we should figure out the weapon first. The weapon was right there.
That pillar.
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him. No, that's wrong.
Ah, pues se ve mucho mejor.
No,
Se ve
I
mucho
can't
mejor.
accept that hammer was the murder weapon.
Era el vidrio ahí.
Why not? Why can't you accept it? A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body. If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least. But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon. Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder. Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Baby gangster? Me? Just so you all know, I was trying to test you guys. I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
Seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So
Obvio que
whatever
lo
has
miremos
oil
desde
on
otro
it must
punto
be
de
the
vista,
weapon.
I see. The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon. Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that
De
pillar.
hecho, literalmente piensa que alguien cogió el pilar mamado y
Nobody
le
can stand
robó.
a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid. He ain't the type to commit suicide.
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, that's nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without... Huh? Yes, for reals.
Tirarlo encima de ahí.
So my gut was right after all. All right, it's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
Todos quieren insistir que el pilar fue el arma de mi querido Nico.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over. Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
There's no need to...
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
¿No sirve?
Damn it!
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could, considering that it probably exerts...
Sonia! I'm getting hella excited!
There's no need...
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
Hola, Daniel.
Hola.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Estoy usando la Play 5 para mi llamada.
Damn it! There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted,
Daniel, estoy usando la 5 para
beating
estar en
him
mi
with it is
llamada.
beyond a dream.
Bueno.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head
Hola.
and bullseye.
Hola.
Even I could
Hola.
probably tip it over, considering that it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl!
Estoy haciendo monte.
I'm getting hella excited!
There's no need to lift that pillar.
Hola, ¿me escuchas? Vale, lo estoy haciendo porque tío, se me está acabando la batería
Beating him with
del
it is
móvil.
beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Encuentra la contradicción.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over. Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia! I'm getting hella excited!
There's no need to lift...
If the pillar was beating him with it is
What about tipping the pillar? They aimed right for his...
Even I could probably... Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerts...
Sonia! I'm getting hella excited!
There's no need to lift that pillar.
if the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Damn it!
There's...
Aquí está. Ya tengo la respuesta.
If the pillar was not
Y ya
lifted,
tengo la respuesta.
beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
No, that's wrong. If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body. But if the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
I briefly considered that too. But it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely...
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we? There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, same as usual. You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers. So you just stand
Ahí
there
para.
and fall. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should let
XD.
Hey, Nagito. What the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Ultimate
Weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know. But I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know? We've seen it?
That's right. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over, I am he who cuts the insolent cattle. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon.
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse. Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful...
Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion. In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape
Te
Tower
meto la ballena en el
are
revólver, Nico.
actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same.
No, that's wrong.
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Great Tower from Great Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Great Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like, if it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building.
Bow down!
¿Cómo?
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
While we were moving from Great Tower to Strawberry Tower? But we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there's no bread, let them eat cake.
¿Cómo? ¿Por qué tan insistente con el tema de... Tengo esto, Nico. Creo que va a ser lo más obvio.
There are many different ways. The body in the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing. There are many different ways. The body in the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene?
Crap!
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene? He could have moved it all, easy as pie. It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene? He could have moved it all, easy as pie.
Ahí tienes que pensar que es imposible mover la sala.
Damn it! There are
Porque
many
aceite
different
solo
ways.
no puede moverse.
The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the
Allow me to cut through those words.
El aceite es imposible de mover, ¿sabes?
Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor. When the position of Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were...
If they're not the same building or two different buildings, then what are they?
No idea, huh?
Hey, Nagito. I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up.
El Yugro.
Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who...
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
I see. You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself.
Estás ahí, bro.
From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
You took a picture?
Yep. See? This is it.
¿Cómo?
Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right? Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
¿Este qué se supone que es, Nico? ¡Eh!
Daniel, lo que pasa es que según lo que conoce, pone que las dos casas están separadas, pero en esa ventana no se puede ver nada.
Crap! Here!
If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it, Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle. Which means, if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, but in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
I see. And is that it?
A ver.
Crap! Here!
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then, this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. Angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's curse?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, You can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal hunter. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
Suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House.
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already?
O sea, Nico, yo entiendo lo que pasa. Nico, creo que yo entiendo lo que pasa, Nico. Ya me sé de estructuras. Me sé de estructura por completo. Nico, la cosa es que la casa de uva y la casa de fresa no es que esté una frente de otra, están una encima de otra.
Sí, Daniel.
Top floor. So the third floor?
La trampilla, Nico, que vio ahí como Aida, era para bajar de piso. ¿Verdad?
Sí.
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
Ya me lo sé, Nico, y eso que ni siquiera he comenzado la inmersión lógica. Ya me lo sé, ¿sabes? Ya me sé lo que vaya respuesta. La cosa es que una está una solapada una por de otra. Lo sabía.
It's all coming together. Got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the two houses aren't two different three-story buildings. They're actually one six-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear what.
I
see. On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap! I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the fun house, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd!
¿Cómo?
Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
Then it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House, Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple. Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solved this mystery in a flash.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
Oh, definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me. I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
And hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them! I'm gonna solve it.
Hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them! I'm gonna...
Hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
No, that's wrong. Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Me?
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said... Right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower. The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke. You are joking!
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall.
Hola, Daniel.
It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
I'm even more
Qué pena, ¿eh?
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
David, para.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things?
Ascensor. Ope, Nico, literalmente mira lo que dice, ¿sabes? Nico, inmersión lógica para un ascensor, ¿sabes? O sea, pitamafia nada más. Con una palabra tan sencilla, Nico, era obvio que era un ascensor desde incluso el inicio antes. Cuando me mostró el diagrama, el diagrama.
must be talking about...
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
Puedes subirle las voces al juego, pero desde la nueva configuración in-game.
¿Cómo?
Pero desde la configuración del juego puedes subir las voces.
¿La configuración de juego subir las voces? Pues sí. Hasta el máximo.
Pues XD. Vamos, dejar así.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I press...
A mí se me ocurre una idea mejor, Nick. Así. Nico, he dicho algo, ¿vale? Para que parezca porque he aumentado más el sonido de la voz, ¿vale?
Ya lo sé, ya.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive just...
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower is sand, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the... and a picture of a grape on the far back door?
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly,
There are too many strange things.
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what has.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
I see! Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change? And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer. The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
Damn it! I see! So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor...
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show? Why was something like that?
So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a Did you hear that, mon ami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for your...
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Wait, there's no way that's gonna happen.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right? The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
Nico, y lo mejor es que me estoy entendiendo todo.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the...
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Neko...
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
Good, Nico.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically. Right. If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other? If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality? Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to... Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
The two houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, The towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning...
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
If the two houses are connected vertically...
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
No, that's wrong. The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Nico, ¿por qué estás muteado todo el tiempo?
Porque si hablo se escucha en stream, ¿sabes? Y yo utilizo el micrófono del móvil, se escucha como una porón.
Vale, vale. Entonces escribe en el chat al menos.
No, a ver, tú hablas, yo respondo cuando hablo.
You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave, right?
That. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees.
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees. It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side, which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid...
That's not splendid at all. You're inhuman.
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. I'm different from these lowly humans. So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that. As long as you know what an Octagon means, you can solve this simple... I see!
If I recall, an octagon is a shape.
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the
Esta
name
parte tiene más
Octagon?
sentido en japonés porque el nombre del octágono estaba en inglés. Entonces, claro, un japonés que sepa inglés es más difícil.
Crap!
Here! You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Why is that place the Octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house? If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too.
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon.
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse, which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Neko. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse and then thought of a way to kill, making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon. So they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
Hiya! Okay, everyone, all together now!
Hello! I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save free.
I never
Lo de la batería es
expected the
porque este juego
funhouse
es un
itself to
juego
be
de
the ultimate
PS Vita.
weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
XD, ¿eh?
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I
Sigamos.
mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important, the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that one.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know? If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd...
You say such false. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything.
Akane! You're drooling waterfalls?
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Crap! I see! That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Y ahora Nekomaru por Nico. A lo mejor hicieron que Nekomaru se cayese por la zona de la fresa y cayese en la zona de la uva, Nico. Y la caída reventase.
Bueno, y ahora tú piensas que es antes de ir a la casa de la uva, Hinata escuchó un...
Sí,
Hinata escuchó un pum.
Ya por eso, Nico. Eso, una caída desde el piso de la fresa hasta el piso de la uva. Ya sabiendo la estructura
Sí.
de la casa de la risa, significaría que lo que lo mató fue la caída enorme, ¿sabes? Lo digo porque, sabiendo ya que eso era un ascensor, seguramente hicieron que se abriese de alguna manera o empujaron de alguna manera a Nidai para que se cayese por ese piso.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret
Lo
is that it's
durmieron,
a
a lo
structure
mejor,
where both towers and houses are vertically
lo
connected,
durmieron, ¿vale? O sea, con el apagado forzado de alguna manera, lo tiraron.
then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the first...
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect.
But my gut is going crazy right now. When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on! Did you forget that the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
When the elevator is on the first floor, you can't go through the door on the fourth floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the fourth floor to the first floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
When the elevator is on the first floor, you can't go through the door on the fourth floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the fourth floor to the first floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
When the elevator is on the first floor, you can't go through the door on the fourth floor.
Vale, creo que se activó una línea ahí,
It'd be
¿vale? Lo dejaron
impossible
ahí.
to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this?
Objeto en
After
movimiento,
locking
botón de buenas
Mekamaru
noches.
inside the elevator,
Botón de buenas
they
noches.
moved the elevator from the fourth floor to the first floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object.
No, that's wrong.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside,
Could it be his sleep mode?
when Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and if he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed it, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, there would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
¿Cómo?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
If you... You can cause the drop within the elevator.
Crap!
If you arrange it a
Ese
certain way,
No.
you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Sé que
So
es el
you're
cable,
telling us
¿sabes?
all-
Ya de fondo.
To think about the arrangement, right?
El cable fue el arma de espíritu.
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No. Sé que el cable es la razón, ¿vale?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop...
So you're telling us to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, Heck. Don't be...
What if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Listo.
I agree with that.
Engancharon el cable en el pomo, ¿sabes?
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor and suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so wet!
You better not finish that sentence.
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Pinata.
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just one. If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then... Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Como roto. No está, pero que me saca la opción. Ahí está. Este puede ser una respuesta después de todo.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time if you want to, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story. What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? Crap! What? Nekomaru should have... If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside... Damn it! Even if they suspended Nekomaru from the wall, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Digo que hay que contradecir
Doesn't
que
mean
lo
someone had to
que
push him
está
off.
en suspensión.
It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to him. Now's the time if you want, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside. It's just impossible. End of story. What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Vale, era arma.
If he was sleeping, there's no way. Now's but in that, you still won't be able moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside.
Yo tengo la respuesta, Nico.
Damn it! Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him up. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep.
Allow me to cut through those words. What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like...
He has an alarm inside his body, as long as it was armed. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, instinctively, your body would start moving.
And then, in order to make it fall from the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob. Right.
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru felt.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia?
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey! Why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy. He gets off on this!
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
I see! When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the...
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if...
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me Baby Gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible, because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I.
Están luego desviados.
There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went.
It appears yet another contradiction
Ya
has been
tenía planeado
birthed.
esto desde antes, así que también tengo respuesta.
How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m.?
That's what I want to know.
Es que aún no estamos buscando al asesino, solamente estamos ahora mismo hablando sobre las cosas que han pasado.
Todavía no sabes quién es el asesino. La verdad es que es difícil de encontrar con solo estas pistas.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m. I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
Ya tengo idea.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m. I am certain.
Mira. El radio de León no se puede ajustar.
Was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm.
His time of death
No
and
se
the
puede
time
tocar ni
of one of
siquiera
those
la
must
fuerza.
be an illusion.
Killer probably did some. They probably messed with the clock inside.
No, that's wrong.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with,
Please believe me, we are not lying.
then maybe it's a misunderstanding.
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog.
Manipulo el tiempo. Ya está. De los relojes. No hay otra respuesta. ¿O sí? ¿Tú qué opinas, Nico?
Todo.
Nada, Nico, lo estoy haciendo mucho mejor este caso, ¿eh? Era obvio, Nico.
It's all coming together. You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks have the. But what if all
Daniel,
those
menos
clocks
mal
have
que
been
no te
messed?
viste el anime de Danganronpa 3.
All the clocks? So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building.
I see.
Porque es que si te
So
hubieses
the killer
visto,
messed with the
sabrías,
time inside the-
sabrías que había visto
So
David
that's
ahí.
what it was.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly,
2 horas atrasadas. 2 horas. Al principio yo tengo que pillar los testimonios.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death. It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
he's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
2 horas exactas. Tenemos los testimonios para así confirmarlo. Testimonio de What is the Magic? Sí, testimonio de Wally.
Then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio.
The time of death. It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used? If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to.
If only Nekomaru's alarm, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in if does not exist in this world.
Tengo una respuesta. Pues,
If the
testimonio de
time in
Wally.
the building, then we can only rely on the time of death. It's clearly 7.
The problem is, in our time.
Are there any clues that can be used? If only I heard the sound when he...
I agree with that. That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep.
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pill. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House lab. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard?
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane.
I see!
Exacto.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30. That means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements.
However, for what reason did the killer...
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru. If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success.
Hola. Dale.
Damn it!
Es el chiste.
I see!
Hola.
That's it. The killer made use of the mod.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Town. But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building,
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
that's right. In doing so, the killer...
When I witnessed Nekomaru early...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
No me enteré de eso, Nico, al inicio del caso, sobre que Monokuma dijo que todos
había algo muy susto.
dijo que todos habían llegado tarde, ¿sabes, Nico? Algo sobre las horas y demás. Decimos, dije, algo, todos han llegado tarde, algo empezado con el tiempo, ¿sabes? Cuando revisaron el reloj de Nekomaru, Nico, automáticamente dije, han hecho una modificación del tiempo, ¿sabes?
Yeah. Bien, así es.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Digo que a menos de que sea algo muy importante no se puede saltar.
Including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was what...
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's spot?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so...
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Hey, how would that decrease the number of suspects?
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower.
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going up. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never...
Which means that person does not have an alibi. Who is it?
Who's the bastard?
Espérate. No, deja de revisar un poco, ¿no?
Sí, me pido cortada.
¿Sí?
Crap!
¿Qué sigue, Nico? Dice los testimonios.
Oh, de verdad no lo sabes.
¿Qué? A ver. Vamos a ver un punto, ¿vale? Porque tiene que ser un hombre. Nada. No se escucha ni a tu Voy a seguir escuchando unas cuantos testimonios más. ¿Qué dice ella? ¿No? Ah, espérate. ¿Qué dice ella? Vale, entonces ya está. ¿Qué se dice?
A ver, Daniel, no sé si te das cuenta, pero cuando fueron a poner el reloj solo habían 3 pibes, ¿sabes? Se supone que hay alguien que también tenía que dormir ahí, ¿sabes? Del lado de los pibes, Daniel.
No puede ser.
The one who wasn't there. It's you.
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room.
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge,
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of...
not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
You're definitely
However, that is also true for me.
He gastado, Nico, he gastado toda mi salud para escuchar coartadas.
It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange?
To be honest, it's not just them. I was in a pretty deep sleep. It wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common.
Nada, ni en ese momento todavía no escogías al asesino.
No. Espérate, que no tengo... No. No debía hecho cuartadas. No debía gastado mi salud en cuartadas. No, pero ahora ¿qué hago, Nico? No tengo ni siquiera salud como para poder fallar a propósito.
Con esto tendrías que saber ya quién es el asesino.
eso me ha hecho de gratis.
También la palabra es lujo. Te mueres, que la palabra es lujo.
Uf. No me queda nada de salud, Nico.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the
The reason we could not hear the rumbling.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve course student
Estudiante de
talent?
curso preparativo definitivo XD, ¿eh?
Now then.
Qué cabrón,
¿Será que ahora me llamo así? ¿Quién sabe?
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue.
Decisive factor?
Puede ser Nico el asesino. No tiene
No sé si te acuerdas.
No tiene los malditos
¿No te acuerdas quiénes tenían habitaciones de lujo, Daniel? Vale, solo hay 2 por casa. Entonces, Nanami y Sonia tenían 2, ¿vale? Entonces, no puedo ser una chica.
Ya. Omaya tenía 1.
Omaera tenía una. ¿Quién tenía la otra?
Ah, bueno.
No.
Espérate. Es que quería probar si era un suicidio, ¿vale? Pero parece que no, esta no es un suicidio.
A ver, te habrás olvidado, ¿vale? Si quieres te lo digo, porque es que la verdad es saber quién tenía la habitación.
Porque creo que era el Tanaka. Y después estaba, porque Souda tenía una posición normal.
Pues, veamos.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge,
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it.
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge.
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, until the moment that alarm started ringing. If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
No puede ser, Nico. Esta vez lo he logrado. Consigo... No, sí que te... Nah, me cago en todo.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode. And then
Punto,
tying him up
Daniel,
with a
pero
wire.
estás destinado a eso, ¿eh? Qué chistoso.
Nico, agradezco saber que por lo menos no ha sido alguien de 3 estrellas.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower.
Sí, sí.
Bueno, un poco tenía 3 estrellas. No tengo nadie.
Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru,
Y
the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of...
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so...
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting?
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean, a class trial?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might Seriously! Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you. At some point during the investigation, what actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet...
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor from there. After returning to Strawberry House, although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to...
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
No, Nico, ¿cómo? Ah, me cargaba el revólver, ¿sabes? Aquí es lo que nos puede decir Tanaka.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? That
Nico, se me ha ocurrido, Nico, mira.
the only means of travel, as long as that your assumption.
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to...
Since I was at, there's no question that the following crime is a.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we
Mira
stop
lo que he
this
cogido,
already?
Nico. Yo creo que es la respuesta. Nico, mira que tengo ahí.
That elevator was the only means of travel between.
Nico, ya está.
No,
mira.
that's wrong.
Nah, Nico, ha sido muy firme, Nico. No he tardado
No,
nada.
there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
¿Qué?
La respuesta era mía.
Exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Nico fui yo, ¿sabes?
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know. What are you talking? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you... There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the... Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down... Surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma archive.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
¿Cómo?
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Puede ser. Esto podría ser así. Tirar tumbado, ¿no? A ver. No le voy a dar mucho. Vamos a leerle y después vamos a escoger algo. Éxito fiel. Hey.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say!
Nico.
Damn it!
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say! Your decayed illusion.
Damn it!
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down! I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Yo reviso desde aquí directo. ¿Qué hora es, Nico? ¿Va a ser la hora?
Las 11 casi.
Vale. A ver.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom...
Allow me to cut through those words!
Este, Nico. Ese era un arma.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body.
Un arma que no se puede obtener
The
normalmente.
hammer that looked like the weapon. And the chain on the door in the tower.
Aquí esas cosas, Nico, servían, ¿sabes?
Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse.
The only place I can think of. There were various weapons and tools there.
Since those items were used in the crime.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage.
It seems this is the end. Normally, we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. Hey! First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only... The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup, so he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious we attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have...
I'm going to continue summarizing the case. Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting it.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of it?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything.
Years. I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you...
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this... If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitation.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet. I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire!
De aquí me he dado cuenta de una cosa, no tienes que pulsar, tienes que mantener.
Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you!
Recargar la munición, trato del tabulador.
Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
No. No, es que no sé
Show me the
cómo sería.
cadaver! Amen! You weakling!
No te voy a poner.
This pressure.
Es más, si lo fallo de frente,
Show me
me
the
voy a
cadaver! Amen! For the Tanaka Empire! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
This is the end! Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru,
You should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck.
Ah, Nico, cada uno tiene un truco característico,
As
Nico,
long
de
as you have
su
the power
habilidad
of the
para hacerlo.
hamsters you keep with you.
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press?
Of course, that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper. Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, to secretly get one of them behind Mechamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. Now, trample this life! Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
Ese pibe aceptó su muerte muy rápido, Nico.
Del carajo.
Eso, Nico.
here's everything that happened in this case.
Puede ser Tanaka, qué triste.
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House.
Intentó robarlos el protagonista.
Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse. That secret being Strawberry House and Grape House are actually... On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m. By that point, the killer had already messed with our person. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Great Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Neko. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in mid. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful. And placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, the lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the... He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe you killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
¿Por qué el pibe tan tranquilo dice todo eso?
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong? Please pull the lever. Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part. Yahoo! Yah-ha! Nice!
Now then. Jeez.
Fall, my tears. Listen well. How beautiful. Fine.
Damn it!
This, too, must be the will of causality.
You.
Let's make history.
That is...
Let me tell you this.
Huh?
I can see it!
Could it be?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Neko.
This scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because...
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Let me tell you this. You weakling! Fall, my tears. If you flinch, you will die! Let me ask. Fine. Listen well. I shall engulf this world. I renounce you!
You.
What?
Damn it.
Fine. Fall, my...
Oh. You...
Let's make history.
Well?
My name is Gundam Tanaka! Fade like dust in the wind.
Yes, indeed.
Please wait! I beg of you!
Huh?
I beg of you!
How pitiful. Fine. What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visit. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is that is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
No puede ser. Nico, después de esto tienes que entrar a Guardian Tales. No puede ser.
No, Daniel, yo como un personaje de yoyos.
Quizás.
No, Daniel, le pasó lo mismo que a vos.
Damn it. Damn it! The worst.
Oh.
You are right. You are right.
Nico, ¿qué hacen con los hamsters?
Hey!
Wait!
Now then.
Hey, hey!
It's not like that.
Hey, hey. Right?
Solo quiero que mires un pelín más del siguiente capítulo, a ver si creo que hay una cosa que pone. O eso es el sexto, creo. Ah, da igual. Da igual.
Well... Damn it. It's obvious.
Monokuma appears!
Now then.
What's this? What's the matter? Hmm?
Well...
Hello.
Hey.
Hmm? Say what?
You don't even know? Isn't that right?
Of course.
But...
Who knows?
Hey.
Hmm?
Well, right?
Hmm? You're getting all riled up. Hmm. No, no. Shing. Huh?
Hey.
Yep.
Right?
Hmm. No, no, no. Unbelievable.
Well...
Hmm.
You're right. Huh?
Like...
Esto puede ser, ahí le recuerda a algo.
Say what?
You don't know?
Sí.
Hey. See?
Le recuerda a él, aquí, aquí.
Hey.
That's...
Fue ellas.
Sí, empieza un pelín del pico.
Han muerto dos tíos esta vez,
Sigue un pelín de ahí.
Vale, pero tú ve entrando a variantes.
Yo no sé si puedo entrar.
Por favor, entra ahí.
Soy muy... A ver, lo haré.
Jeez.
Stupid fool!
Oh my!
Hey!
Huh? What's up?
I'll beat you up!
I am concerned.
Daniel, puedes acabar un poco después de esta escena, ya está.
Jeez.
Acaba ya, si quieres. Voy a ir. A ver, es que tengo poca batería. Tú guarda y ya está, Daniel.
Huh?
All right!
My!
Hello, doll. I'm Mini Maru.
¿Cómo?
Are you serious?
Thanks.
Well...
I'll beat you up!
Whoa!
Man...
Engines revving.
Daniel. Porque se ha empezado a alargar un montón el directo.
Miss Sonia?
Oh my!
Are you kidding me?
Jeez.
I am Mini Maru.
Man...
That's right.
You serious?
Of course.
Hey, hey.
Well. Hey, hey!
But still.
Now then.
Suficiente, Nico. Por ahora te acabas, Pau.
Por ahora se acabó.
Muy bien, Nico. Te he dicho que me haría todo.
Bien, pues en este capítulo XD, ¿sabes? Va a ser un XD todo.
Muy bien. Esto me ha encantado. Pero ahora me voy a poner manos a la obra.